is Bradley Sean Rutherford. I'm from Freeport, Grand Bahama, and I developed over the years quite the interest in ecology. But I went to Sunland Lutheran School, primary school, and Freeport Anglican High School for high school, and spent a few months in New York at a maritime school. Came back home. I did hospitality operations and tourism marketing at College of the Bahamas, which is now the University of the Bahamas, and I worked at the container port for a number of years as I was going to school, and then they downsized, so I got into tourism and ultimately became a tour guide, and I've been doing that for the past 7 years now. What inspires me is basically a desire, a thirst to understand as much as I could about ecology, about the wildlife and how it relates to the environment that it's in, and just to understand as much of it as I can. And once I've gotten an understanding on a broader scheme, I narrow the focus in deeper and deeper and try to understand it almost to a molecular level. So the more I learn, the more I want to understand exactly how the tiniest correlations connect, and really get a full understanding, so when I'm explaining things I can really delve into what I'm talking about, you know? The greatest lesson I've learned is patience. Patience, not just with dealing with people from all walks of life, but just patience and understanding how everything works together. You know, there's a lot of different relationships in nature, symbiotic relationships, you know, relationships between animals and vegetation, between vegetation and vegetation. So just understanding that you're not going to get everything right away. It's going to take a little bit of time to understand things, and it's okay, and to not let it frustrate you. And the more patient I became, the more easier it was to retain everything that I was retaining, and then came the desire to just want to add more to the vault. Well, with the channel, I hope to reach as many people as I can, and really get as many people as I can to discover the passion for wildlife and nature that I have just recently discovered. And by recently, I mean in the past 10 years. I feel like it was something that was awoken in me. I always inherently felt like a child of the wild, you know, but it didn't really hit me until I was fully immersed into the environment. When I was working in the maritime industry, that was a very exciting career for me, and I still, you know, I'm very passionate about it. However, it segued into nature tours, kayaking, and that put me in an environment where there was nothing else to see but nature, and that sort of grew that passion and awoken that innate urge to want to understand how everything works. My favorite thing about nature would probably be watching the tiniest correspondence happen, the tiniest little interactions between animals and plants. For instance, like seeing like a hummingbird go to a flower, or maybe just watching a lizard for a few minutes, or maybe watching fish, but just seeing how animals react in their natural environments, and how fluid it is, how instinctive it is. You know, as people, we tend to get mixed up in a whole lot of convoluted stumbling blocks to our everyday lives, and animals just have a direct purpose, and my mission has been to develop my purpose, and I feel like I'm now one with nature in that regard.